Hello, Sagittarius. Thank you so much, you guys, as always, for being here. Okay, Sag, so looking at your third week of November, you pulled Nobility, Perception, and Triumph of Lies. This is all about setting some higher standards when it comes to the people and the opportunities that you've been attracting. It's about changing your vibration. But that comes through a change of perception, where there may be an understanding that what is not real or what is not authentic may have been limiting you. And that's why there's this need now to set higher standards. These two tie in together really well. So, Triumph of Lies, it says, if something hurts me, I change myself so it can stop. And that may be the limitation that you are now starting to perceive. It's like intentionally changing who you are just to avoid pain. But that's because there hasn't been this realization of how, these inauthentic people and situations may have been limiting you. So now the sentence for that says, not all that glitters is gold. Emptiness is felt when there is nothing under the dress. And it really is about appearances. It's almost like dealing with people who are more concerned with their reputation than, who they really are. Like not being true to themselves. And in turn, you may not have been true to yourself either. And again, with this one specifically, it's for the purpose of avoiding pain, right? Now, perception says, residue from past experiences, the roles we currently play, and our desires and goals for the future can all color the way we perceive. By being mindful of these potential influences, we can be free from their limitations. It says, stand back from the play of life as part of the audience to not only enjoy a better view, but to gain a greater appreciation of the storyline. So I'm looking at this, and what I feel like the message is for Sagittarius this time is look at how you may have been changing yourself in order to either protect your reputation or to protect yourself from experiencing pain. Wherever there has been that inauthentic version of yourself coming up, it's because of the outside people and influences that you've been attracting. And again, it's all about setting the higher standard there, right? Not wanting to be involved with people in situations that are more concerned about what other people are thinking or how they'll be viewed and things like that, right? Fake people, fake situations, right? It's all about appearances with that one. And for you, it's like, yeah, but that's not what's really important. But I do think, like I said, there's going to be this realization of the limitations, right? How it's been limiting you in your experiences. Okay, Sag. You're overall the King of Pentacles or the King of Coins. So for some of you, absolutely, this could have to do with a person. But when I look at the King of Coins and we're talking about a level of maturity that is set in a way where the concern is long-term security and stability, it's really about knowing the risks and what is worth investing into. A lot of times with the King of Coins, though, we could be talking about somebody who has the ability to give some kind of material help to a person or a situation, but may choose not to because of the risk. And that may be where you're coming from, or you may be dealing with somebody who may be more material focused, but we'll see how he's playing out here. Now, in the past, the Ace of Cups, so beautiful. This opportunity is still coming through for you, and it's really about what you're choosing to do with it now. So whatever you were dealing with in the past, it's creating now this new beginning for you with the Ace of Cups, emotional fulfillment and happiness. And with the King of Coins, is it what you want to invest into? And it's funny how we're talking about the material, but then we're also looking at the fakeness of it, And I don't know. I feel iffy about it a little bit right now. If this is what you're embodying, you're good. You're golden. Nothing is going to disrupt your security and stability. But looking at the Ace of Cups and then the King of Coins, what had to change within you in order for you to take advantage of this, right? And that's only going to be for some of you. But beautiful opportunities still coming in from the past. It's really about what you do with it now. Yeah, okay. So in the present, the Lovers. It's not just about choosing love and understanding the power that love has, not just in your life, but in others. This is about the very significant union and relationship, right? Like, this could be the union within you, but I think that, because it's tied into the present moment, I want to see what's going on here, because we're talking about a focus being on a person, whether it's you or somebody else, or how somebody else is making you project yourself outward. But with the Ace of Cups and the Lovers, this is a new opportunity within a significant relationship to create something happy, good, long-term, secure. So now for those of you who are single, this may be a new beginning where, there's that feeling of being full now, feeling whole, and whole enough to be able to share a part of yourself possibly with somebody else. And you may be looking at your relationships right now. But I want to see how, what's going on in your environment is influencing this. Okay. Future conditions, the Five of Swords, and this is what I'm talking about. If you're coming from a place of wholeness and you're looking at your relationship right now, there's an opportunity for there to be a very good, loving new beginning. But with the Five of Swords being in future conditions and looking at the King of Coins, you may be dealing with somebody that just isn't willing to give. And with the Five of Swords here, this is the no-win situation. And this may be where the change of perception is coming through. And I kind of go back to this, like, it's not what it appears to be. And I think that some of you may start to realize that through the words and the actions of another person. So, for those of you who are having difficulty within a relationship right now, you may experience this kind of like behavior of, I don't really care how I'm affecting you. And I'm looking at this King of Coins going, ugh, man, right? Like, but for others of you, it's about, again, with setting higher standards, understanding that there are certain people that are not worth investing into. This new beginning is for you. And whatever you choose to do with it is up to you. But if there's an awareness that you may be involved in a significant relationship with somebody who isn't willing to give what's necessary for, things to be renewed, I think there's going to be this realization with the Five of Swords, right? I'm not a fan of this card just because I don't like the idea of having to deal with somebody who is willing to use any kind of tactic to get what they want. It's about hurting and alienating others. And this may be coming through a situation where you're dealing with somebody who may be a little bit too materialistic. But, we'll see. Now, if you're dealing with a no-win situation with shitty people, it could be that focusing on the connection that you have with somebody may create that kind of like foundation, that rock, that solidity that kind of helps you. But we'll see with this. I don't know. I feel iffy about this. It's like, the intention here is to create a new beginning. But again, this is for you. This isn't about somebody bringing this to you. Whatever you were dealing with in the past is what is creating this now. Ooh, your best path to follow, the King of Swords, right? So you got these two kings going on. You have the main focus here, which is kind of influencing everything that's going on around you. And this could be male or female, it doesn't matter. If you're dealing with somebody who is materialistic, you're going to realize that. Now, with the King of Swords here, we're talking about not just being realistic about who and what you're dealing with, but being logical about it. This is using your intellect. And I almost feel like this is about you kind of like taking the higher ground when it comes to this situation. You know, being truthful and honest, but not allowing yourself to be hurt by the actions of others. This is interesting, looking at these two kings here. I feel good about this as your advice, because this is what's going to help you prevent any kind of like issues of not wanting to deal with any kind of pain or wanting to avoid things. Now, like if you're getting into a conversation with a loved one here in future conditions, I think that logic and reason is going to win over on this situation. But, you know, whatever's kind of being hashed out here, it's going to have to do with remembering that the whole purpose of this was to create a new beginning within this relationship. But then, you know, this could also be about the material things that are going on that may be causing some kind of conflict. Selfishness. That seems to be coming up here. But your advice is to remain reasonable and logical. In your environment, the Four of Cups, so losing interest, right? And this is also having to deal with emotions within a relationship, or having to do with relationships in your life where you just kind of feel like you're not getting what you need and being worn out from it. You know, it's one thing to have a Five of Pentacles type of feel, but it's completely different when you're looking at the Four of Cups. Like, yeah, things are just constantly the same, and my emotions are now being worn out because of it. And what you're wanting here is a renewal with the Ace of Cups. But oh man, that Five of Swords, I really don't like it, because I'm looking at that King of Coins as the overall and thinking, you know, this person has the ability to give what's necessary to create a better, more emotionally fulfilling situation here. Like, here's this opportunity that they're getting from you, because again, this is yours, right? So if you're offering this to another person, it's like you could be doing something here, but you're choosing not to. And then it ends up with this kind of like conflict going on with the Five of Swords, and then you needing to be the logical and reasonable one. But this is, you know, emotionally just being wore out with things not changing. And some of you may be having completely different emotions and maybe are wanting a new opportunity when it comes to a relationship. And somebody may not like that and have something to say, but it doesn't matter. You know, and no matter what's going on here, as long as you're being honest with yourself about how you feel, then being able to communicate that accurately and truthfully, I think, is the most important thing, right? And not letting, you know, this kind of situation cloud your judgment either. Your hopes and your fears, the Queen of Wands. So this is, I think, for some of you, wanting to feel attractive again. You know, because I look at her and I think we're feeling good, we're looking good, and this is what you're hoping for. And, you know, for some of you, it may be hoping to get away from the same thing over and over again within relationships that just kind of like creates this kind of conflict with dealing with people who are, you know, overly materialistic. This is almost like, I want to attract something different, but I want to do it from a place where I can be confident and be who I am, right? And some of you may be hoping that, you're getting the right kind of attention here, and fearing that you're not, right? From certain people. I don't know. There's a hope here of attracting something more authentic to you, but then there's also the fear of what it is that you're attracting. And that may be because of a situation that you're dealing with right now. Now, if we're talking about choosing love, because of you coming in with this emotional abundance with the Ace of Cups and having an opportunity for a new experience, some of you may be deciding to break away from people and situations that really don't care about how you feel. But again, no matter what goes on here with whatever this kind of conflict is, again, the advice is for you to remain reasonable and logical. And be careful about how your passions are being triggered, right? And then coming out the Knight of Coins. So slow progress forward. But ultimately, again, here we're talking about the long term. Some of you, you may be feeling like, yeah, this is the time for me. This is the time for me to start a new relationship. And it may be because you're tired of feeling just blah about it. It's like, I want to say, be careful about hoping that somebody else is going to create this kind of feel-good passion within you, right? Because when we look to the external world, it's only reflecting back to you what is going on internally. And if you're constantly telling the universe that this is what I want, then you're going to keep wanting it. You're not actually receiving it. So what I want to say here is, be careful about the people that you're looking to for attention or for them to ease any kind of, emotional junk that you may be feeling, right? Like, you want to have a significant relationship and you want love to be important, but you have to love yourself though, right? Like, that's the other thing that's coming through. And I'm looking at this and I'm looking at things moving in a different direction for you. If you're dealing with people who are inauthentic and have the ability to give to a relationship with you but choose not to, and instead are creating conflict and chaos here with the Five of Swords, it's important for you to not get involved with that. But the thing is that this is just one bump in the road. With the Knight of Coins, it's like, okay, but we're still on the path. It may be slow going, but we're looking at something that is realistic and long-term, not this kind of like fly by the seat of your pants type of romance. But I would be careful for those of you who are looking to a relationship to replace emotions that have been drained. The Eight of Cups. Okay, so that's kind of what's kicking off this Ace of Cups. The Empress. And then the Five of Coins. Yeah, so that's kind of what I was talking about. And this is, I think, you understanding that all the abundance and all of the beauty and all of the nurturing things that are important to you, the things that you nurture and want to see grow. I think that this right here is a reminder of how that is within you, not within the hands of another. Now, this could be absolutely somebody that is coming in that may be kind of like helping you, providing some nurturing guidance, the mother figure with the Empress. But an abundance, I think, of emotions is putting you in a place where, with the Lovers and the Four of Cups, where you understand what you've been missing. But the problem is that if you're too giving of yourself to somebody who's not willing to give the same in return, and I say that again because of the Five of Swords, you're left with this feeling of not getting what you need, not having your emotional needs met. And looking at the Eight of Cups, right, so this could be for those of you who have had to walk away from something in the past that wasn't emotionally fulfilling. You're still trotting along, we're still on the path. Nothing has changed there. And even this being a temporary setback, there is still a destination that we are going to reach that is going to be secure and long-term for you, especially within relationships. But this experience, I think, of not getting what you need is going to change the direction that you take with the Knight of Coins. Don't be so giving of yourself that you're not going to get anything in return. And be careful about being involved with materialistic people, because that may be something that you have left before. But it opened the door for a new opportunity for you. But, again, right, like, what are you attracting? What are the people that you're attracting? And it's not about putting blame on you. It's just about understanding what's going on within you that's creating that. Wow, man. But yeah, I want to say here that there may be this realization of the kind of person that you're dealing with. And again, I say that with Triumph of Lies. This is somebody that's only, concerned with appearances. And there really is not any kind of care or understanding as to how you feel. But regardless, whatever is going on here, again, I'm looking at that King of Swords and thinking, it's up to you to remain reasonable and logical in the situation. Rebirth and flourish, right? So there's going to be a rebirth after this situation where absolutely, if you continue on the path and your perception has changed, there's no reason why love in your life can't flourish the way that you want it to. And then there's the resistance, right? Needing to deal with any kind of blocks that have been put in place because of past experiences. And again, I go back to the Oracle cards and looking at this Eight of Cups. You've had to walk away from something that just wasn't giving you what you needed. And again, there's this feeling of not getting enough, feeling rejected, being cast out. And that, again, may have to do with you looking to the outer world, another person, to help with these emotions. But if you're honest with yourself, you may understand how you have been changing who you are in order to avoid the pain of a situation. I don't know, you guys are going to have to let me know on this, but rebirth and flourish is really good to see. But that is only going to come through you being aware of what the resistance is within you. The answers you need are coming. And then a time to take action. And, I look at that and think, as soon as the answers become clear, then it's up to you to start taking the action that's necessary to deal with these unfulfilling situations, especially within your love life or within a relationship right now. And there may be a misunderstanding that's happening here though too. And I'm looking at the ability for a path to be put forward. And it may be time for you and another person to let go of the emotional garbage that's been carried, because there's a new opportunity coming through for you. But, again, if you're feeling like you're being left rejected and empty-handed, it may be that more clear and honest communication is needed. But the action here is to get rid of any kind of resistance that is blocking you from having the new beginning and the fulfilling relationship that you want to see.